Hello students, welcome to Chapter 7, Semester Payroll Project using an online automated general ledger software system. I am Dr. Mercado. I'm so happy to be here with you today. Now in this short lecture, I am going to be going over some of the key areas or concepts related to the payroll project. Basically what we're going to be doing in this project is applying everything that we've learned in chapters 1 through 6 to an actual software system. Okay, so far what we've been learning is a lot of manual calculations, a lot of everything is manually done. Okay, now we're going to transition out of the manual calculations to an actual payroll accounting system. Okay, how does payroll get done in a business environment? Okay, we have not taught you that. Okay, now this course is specific, payroll accounting is specifically for us to be able to teach students how to calculate employee payroll and employer related taxes, prepare related tax forms, manage payroll records, so on and so forth. But so far, we haven't been able to apply that to an actual automated system. Okay, now this project allows us to do that. You're going to apply what you've learned and be able to use a software system that's going to facilitate all of this for us. Okay. Now, the use of the automated general ledger software system is basically designed to simulate real-life scenarios that accountants face daily. Okay, so you're going to be able to apply what you've learned, all of the knowledge that you've gained from chapters 1 through 6, to actually be able to use it like if we were at a workplace processing payroll for a company. Okay, trial and error are integral parts of the learning process, so don't feel discouraged if you make a mistake. Okay, if you make a mistake, part of the learning process is to fix that mistake. Okay, and you are only going to be able to do that if you understand what you're doing manually. Okay, so that's why we teach you the manual process first. How are the calculations done? What are the different tax rates? How do we calculate federal income tax using the wage bracket method? The different methods that we employ. So now we're going to use all of that knowledge and apply it to a system. Okay, so the use of the software is going to help bridge the gap between the theoretical concepts that we've learned so far and the actual practical application of it. Okay, so it's going to be a wonderful experience. The key is to have an open mind. Most students are very familiar with different applications, with the technology nowadays, so it should not be very difficult to pick up. The software does a fabulous job in providing you with instructions, so it's just a matter of following instructions, applying them, and understanding what is it that you're doing. Don't just click a button because they tell you to click a button. Okay, if you click a button, try to understand what is it that I'm doing by clicking this button. What is going to happen? Okay, so as you are completing tasks or selecting buttons or going through different modules, understand what is it that you are doing. Okay, now the project is broken down into 2 weeks. Week number 14, which runs from November 25th through December the 1st. Students are going to be working on October 9 and 23rd, November 6, 13, and 20 payroll transactions. Okay, so you're going to be doing a lot of payroll data entry. Now, the October 9th payroll serves as a tutorial. Pay extra close attention to the October 9th payroll because that is where the majority of the learning is going to happen. Anytime a new task is being given to you, you are going to be provided with an example or a step-by-step how to complete the task. Now, you're only provided with that information once. Okay, so let's say, for example, they are teaching you how to do data entry for payroll. Okay, you're going to be paying all of your employees. You're going to be doing the data entry. So you're going to be explained how to do that once. The next time, you're only going to be told, complete the payroll for, and then they give you the information. Okay, they're not going to tell you, select this button, click that button, do this, do that. No, they're not. Okay, so as you're completing this task, take notes. Okay, when I am entering payroll into the system, this is where I have to go, what I need to click, what I need to do. Okay, get in the habit of it because a lot of this applies to when you're out there in the workforce. A lot of the times there are no manuals, there's no, you learn as you go kind of a thing. Okay, so it's important for us to be able to be good note takers. That way, if you are being taught by someone else to complete a task, you are able to sit next to them and okay, you're going to be taking notes as to what they're telling you, because next time you're on your own. Okay, so we need to learn how to take notes as we go. Okay, now on week 14, the college is going to be closed from Thursday through Sunday for the observance of the Thanksgiving holiday. You will have the entire week from Monday through Sunday to complete this part of the assignment, which is the 5 payroll entries, the 2 for October and the 3 for November. Okay, please pace yourself. It shouldn't take you very long to complete them because it's very easy to complete the task. But do schedule time because you do have to listen to the tutorial and become familiar with the process. Okay, so you're going to be doing this for week 14. This part of the assignment is worth 75 points. Next week, we continue on week 15, which runs from December the 2nd through December the 8th. We continue working on the General Ledger software system. We're going to complete 3 payroll transactions for December. We're going to have one for December 4th, December 14th, and December the 18th. And then we're going to have the end of year activities, some specific tasks that are asked of you at the end of the year. Okay. These tasks are also worth 75 points. So the entire project combined is worth 150 points. That's 15% of your overall grade. Okay. So very important that you work diligently on it. You have 2 attempts and I keep the highest grade. Now, as you're working through the project, I have provided students with unlimited check my works. That way they are able to check their work, identify what they got wrong, and make the necessary corrections. Okay. As you work those corrections, you are going to learn a lot. Okay. You're going to learn from your mistakes. Okay, so it's just a matter of you being intuitive and saying, okay, this is what I did wrong. How do I fix it? Well, I did this, so that means I need to go back and make these corrections. So it's kind of like a puzzle. You have to figure out how to fix your mistakes. Okay, so this is going to be a very hands-on project. I'm going to let you all figure it out. If there is a specific question and you've tried everything, I'm more than willing to help. But the intent of this project is for you to immerse yourself into the project and figure it out on your own kind of a thing. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to exit out of here and I'm going to go into Blackboard. Let me select the course. Okay. So I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom to week 14. Okay. So we're going to begin. I did provide students with an appendix. If you open it up, it's going to take you to the ebook. Okay. Now, before you begin working on the project, please make sure that you review this information, that you read it carefully so you can know what to expect. Okay. And I am not going to read it for you because it's a lot of information. And I'm limited to time. I don't want to be bore you by reading. All of you know how to read. So I just do want to show you what it looks like. Let me open it up for you. Okay, so the ebook is loading. Okay, it's going to take us to the specific section. We're going to go to the illustrative case, the full project. Okay, so it's going to open it up. Okay, and now it has a whole bunch of information for you that you need to read. Okay, so it starts with the October 9 payroll, and it says that it is set up to guide you through completing the 4th quarter's payroll project from Chapter 7. Okay, so it's very important that you follow the instructions, and we are going to be using the automated general ledger software system to be able to complete the task. And now it's going to explain to you how to do a lot of the things that you need to do. Okay, it's going to tell you to change the date, where to click, all of this good stuff. Okay, so my recommendation to you is to print it out. Okay, I cannot be toggling from screen to screen. I've got 2 screens, and to me it's even complicated with 2 screens. I'd a million times rather have it in paper. Okay, if you have access to a printer, please print this section It's going to be very useful. That way you're marking off as you complete specific things, okay? So the information is provided to you in the appendix. Like I said, please make sure that you do read this information, okay? And then let me go ahead and go back. Once you've read all of that information, then you can begin working on the actual assignment, okay? So we're going to have Chapter 7 Semester Payroll Project Part A. Okay, so the assignment's going to load. Just give it a couple of minutes. Okay, so now we've got the project window, and it says that you have 2 attempts. Remember, I always keep the highest grade. We're going to start the assignment. And I'm just quickly going to go over the motion of the assignments. As you can see, there's different payroll transactions. Every transaction is going to be explained to you. If it's a new task, you will be guided as to how to complete it. But the majority of the information is going to come from the tutorial. That is going to explain a lot of the things. It's going to give you details as to where to select. Now, when you select either of those items, let me go back real quick. Okay, make sure that you do complete them in sequential order. So it's October 9th, October 23rd, November 6th, November 13th, and November 20th. Do not jump, don't go from October to November. Okay, make sure that you follow the assignment in sequential order. Okay, so once you open up the assignment, you're going to get a get started window, and it's going to tell you if you want to skip the tour or do the tour. Okay, now the first time that you do this, I highly recommend that you take the tour so you can become familiar. Now this dialog window and the tour is provided to you for every payroll part or payroll section. Okay, so if you feel comfortable with the menu options, next time you open it up, you can skip the tour. But the first time that you're doing it, please make sure that you go through the motion, okay? So the system is welcoming you to the Globe Bright Payroll Project. This is a long version, okay? We're using a simulation, okay? And it's going to give you some tips to help you through the assignment, okay? So the assignment panel is what you see here on blue. That is where you're going to be provided with the instructions, the source documents, and the tools for the actual assignment, okay? So you can expand or collapse with this error message, this little arrow right here. You can hide it or open it. I like to have it open, that way I can see what instruction I'm on and what I need, the information I need, but you can hide it for a second there if you like, okay? The instructions, you have 14 tasks to complete. So the tasks are up here. You're on 1 of 14, okay? And these display the instructions. What is it that you need to do, okay? The source documents down here, that is where if you are being asked to, let's say, for example, pay your employees. You've got 20 employees and you have to pay them. It'll give you like a time card of how many hours they worked or if they're salaried or whatever the case might be. So the source document is going to actually be kind of like real world documents that you need to utilize to be able to process the different tasks, okay? This is an example of the source document. You have 2 tabs on the source document, the instructions and the actual document that you will be using to pay. For example, here you have an employee list, the number of pay periods, the GL accounts, and the salary rate. So I'm not sure what you're being asked here to do. I think you're setting up employees because it's an employee list. But you will be provided with the instructions and the actual information that you need to be able to complete the tasks. Okay? You are provided with a calculator. And you have an option here. You have 2 options. You have one to save and one to submit. Okay. Now the save, let's say you're working on the project and it's already 5 o'clock. You're going to start cooking dinner. Okay. You need to stop your work. Please make sure that before you log out that you save it. That way everything that you've done so far is saved. If you just exit, it's not going to save anything. Okay. The submit button should only be selected when you have completed all of your tasks. Okay. So submit is after all of the steps have been completed, you submit it for grading, okay? But be very careful because I've had some students Halfway through, they accidentally hit submit, and well, they got half of it incorrect because they didn't do it. So be very careful. If you want to save for later, you click save. If you are done with the project, then you submit. Okay. The check and assignment, the check your work option here, it has a check mark. It basically, I have provided students with unlimited checks, and it'll give you your score as you're working it, okay? And it also give you a report of what you did right and what you did wrong. That way you can go back and fix your mistakes, okay? And it'll update your score right here. So you've got unlimited checks as you work your assignment. You've got additional options menu at the top. If you click this little button, it'll open up and it'll have additional options for you. For example, like to resize, getting started, and then just some general instructions. Okay. There is the help button. The question mark is the help button, and I love this feature. If you have a question, you just type it in, and it'll give you different resources to be able to help you answer your question. Okay. The simulation area is the area in white. That is where you're going to be completing your task based on the instructions provided. Okay. And then you've got your module menu. These are the different modules that you have available to work with. Now, for this particular project, we only have the ones that are highlighted in one available to us. So we can use the company, the banking, the general ledger, the payroll, and the reports. Everything is not available for us, but those areas in white are, okay? And those are the modules that you're going to be using to be able to complete specific tasks. You select the module, and then from the on the top, you select the specific things that you want to do, okay? So this is the module area. You can collapse it, or you can just leave it as is. And then you select the module that you want to work off of. Okay, and then the top menu, this is where you actually complete specific tasks. Like for example, here we have task. Under task, this is everything that you can do. Okay, you can maintain accounts, maintain vendors, maintain customers. You can enter into a general journal and generate closing entries. Okay, and the list continues, so you can just review all of this information once you begin, so you can become familiar with what the menu options are providing to you. Okay, and then once you select a specific task from the top, it'll open up a window for you. In this particular case, we are opening up the general journal, which means here you can enter journal transactions. At the bottom, you can add a new entry, and then you can enter the transaction. It'll prove it for you to make sure that the debits equal the credits. Okay, and then once you've entered it, you can post it from here. Okay, if you want to search for a specific journal entry, you can do that here as well. Okay, and then we have the windows list down here. You can have multiple windows open at the same time, and it just makes it easier to have the window list, so you can toggle back and forth. Okay, so we have the dashboard, and that is basically to review data in a graph format. If you want that information, you can click the dashboard. And then here we have just some shortcuts if you want to be able to toggle between panels. If you want to take a screenshot of this, that way as you're working it, you can use the shortcuts. Okay. So once you're done reviewing all of this information carefully, you are ready to begin. It provides you with some general instructions of the project. Please make sure that you read it, and then you can begin. Okay. So this is what it looks like. Okay. Now you have 14 instructions to complete for the October 9th payroll. Okay. So the first instruction is very clear. Make sure that the date is October 9, 2023, which it is. Okay. If it's not, you can change the date by clicking the little calendar. Okay. Our date is good. We are done with the first instruction. Okay. We go to the second instruction. It says, from the general ledger module, select account list and chart of accounts. So as you can see, it's telling you what to do. So you're going to go to the general ledger, and if you toggle over the buttons, it gives you what it is. Okay, so for the first one, it's company, then it's banking, then it's general ledger, then it's payroll, and then it's reports. Okay, the system's telling us to go to the general ledger, which we do here, and then we're going to do general ledger, and then it says select account lists. We're going to do account lists, and chart of accounts. Okay, so you just follow the instructions. You get the little corner right here and you expand it. Okay, and then it gives you specific tasks to do. Okay, um, the chart account list, okay, an actual company will have more than payroll. Okay, so it basically provides you with the list of your chart of accounts, so that way you can become familiar. Every business has a different chart of accounts, so this is for you to be able to know the accounts that are available for you to use. These are the only accounts that are available for the company. You can download it and you can print it. So if you're needing to do journal entries, you need to make sure that you know the account numbers. Okay, so it's always very beneficial to have a printed copy of your chart of accounts. Okay, so you just keep on going through the motion. You're being asked to edit employee information. Now it's telling you to go to the payroll module. Okay, the payroll module is down here. It's a little hand with the money bag on it. Okay, it tells you to go to tasks and maintain employees. Okay, and then we're going to make it bigger. It tells us to scroll to the bottom until we find employee number 180, where it just says students, and enter your own name in the field. Okay, so we always start off with the last name. Okay, and if you notice, all of the last names are in capital letters, and then the first names are in lowercase. So we need to follow the same pattern here. So I've updated that contact or that employee record here with the correct name for that student. So now I have that information available. Okay, so you just follow the instructions. Okay, if you are being asked, let me see if the following one has let me see. Okay, so now on instruction number 5, it tells us to refer to the source document. Okay, we're going to go to the source document. Okay, and it says from the payroll module, select reports and employee list to view this report. Check that the employee name has changed. Okay, so we just changed the name. They want us to verify that it's been changed. Okay, and this is a source document. So they want us to rerun the report. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so that's the source document. That's the first source document. We've got 11 source documents. Okay, we've got the second one. It says refer to source document 2, employees to be paid. We are going to pay these employees. Okay, and then these are the instructions how to pay your employees. And I'm not going to do that because it's timely. But it says use the add to add a new pay record for each employee and make sure that the date is set, blah, 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 blah. Make sure that you read all of this. Okay, so this is what you're going to be using to pay your employees. Okay. So you're going to be using the instructions in conjunction with the source documents to be able to complete your task. And depending what you do is whether you're going to be using the ones that you're going to be using the most are either the general ledger or the payroll modules here. Okay, so it's very important that you just follow instructions. Okay, so all you're doing is you're going to be toggling until you do all of them from 1 through 14. Okay. So let's say, for example, you've done something, you've completed the project, you can check it, okay? And then it will tell you down here, I haven't done anything, I haven't completed any of the tasks, and it tells you that what's right and what's wrong, you see? So it gives you a report of the areas that you need to focus on, okay? So all of these are missing transactions. There's 14 errors. That way you can fix it. And you can click this button as many times as you want. And then the score is going to change, okay? So you're going to be doing this for all of the instructions, okay? You're going to be completing all of the tasks, okay? And it's very similar whether you're doing October 9th or November the 20th. It looks the same. Okay. Okay. We've already done the tutorial. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to skip it. Okay. And then for November 20th, you've got 14 instructions or tasks that you need to complete. Okay. So the first one, of course, is making sure that the date is correct, and then you toggle. And then it's entered the following transaction on November the 16th, and it's telling you what to do, okay? So where do you enter transactions? You enter transactions in a journal, Okay, so we need to go into the journal and enter those transactions. Okay, it says refer to source document 2, so you need to go to your source documents and read over the instructions. Okay, that's source document 1, source document 2. Okay, everything that you need to do, everything is provided. Okay, so you're going to complete all of these tasks. Okay, and that is for the first part of the assignment. Okay, now for the second part is very similar, same system that you're using for week 15. Okay, so for week 15, you're going to go to part B. So it's going to be a little bit different. I want to encourage all of you to please embrace the full spectrum of features that this general ledger software system offers. Okay, understand that exploration is at the heart of learning. It is through probing into each of the different functions and tools that you are going to be able to cultivate a deeper understanding of accounting principles and practices. Okay, so do not be afraid to play around with the system. You're not going to break anything. Okay, make sure that you you go through the motion, and if you don't understand something, you try to figure out. There's a lot of resources provided to you. Okay, so same layout, you're going to open up the system, and then you're going to start completing your task. Okay, so here you have 13 tasks to complete. Okay, same system, so you will be familiar. If you have questions, you can select the help feature right here, and it gives you the common task that you do if you have a question. Let's say, for example, entering transactions into the general journal. You don't know how to do that. You click the link and it explains how to do it for you. Okay, so does for each of the items. Okay, what do you have to do under the general ledger system? These are the tasks that you can complete. So if you want to do learn how to do financial statements, you select here. And then what do you want to display? Hey, I want to display my income statement, and then it shows you how to display your income statement. Okay, so it's wonderful. It gives you step-by-step instruction on how to do specific tasks, but you need to know what task you're doing. For the payroll system, we are going to be using that heavily for the task. Let's say, for example, you want to know how to pay your employees. Okay, that's what you're going to be doing a big part of the time, paying your employees. This is how you pay your employees. Okay, and it shows you how to do it. Okay, if you want to enter the employer's payroll taxes journal entry, it shows you how to do that as well. Okay, so please utilize the resources, the help function, to be able to do that. Okay, it's free. You can go in there, explore, navigate, make yourself feel comfortable with the system. Okay, remember that your ability to navigate and utilize the software system professionally is a skill that will serve you well beyond the boundaries of the classroom. The capabilities you develop through active exploration, so you being able to understand how to complete this task or what to do, is very, very beneficial for your successful career in accounting. Okay, whether you're going to be doing payroll or not, learning how a software works is just of crucial importance. Okay, so how the information flows from the journal, how it posts to the ledgers, how it eventually ends up in the different financial statements or reports is just magnificent, because you're doing all of this with the click of a button. Okay, so the data entry for the payroll purposes of this system is you're going to be entering the payroll report information, how many hours did these people work, where we're going to pay, so on and so forth, and then the system does the rest for you. Okay, so please take your time to read over the instructions carefully. Okay, you're gonna have 3 payroll transactions for December, and then you're gonna have some end of year activities. Okay, let it load. Now for the end of year activities, you are going to be explained what to do because you have not done end of year activities before. You have 8 instructions to complete. Okay, and then you just follow the instructions provided. Okay, for example, for this part, it tells you that before you begin working on this part of the project, you should have printed a copy of the December 18 payroll report. If you have not done so, you need to go and do that before you begin the project. Please make sure that you read the assignment instructions carefully. That way you are able to understand what is it that I expected of you. But the layout is the same. You toggle through and you complete the task provided. Okay. Make sure that you always refer to your source documents for guidance. Okay. So that is what the general ledger software system looks like. Your work is going to involve the computer processing of the payrolls for the last quarter of the year and the completion of the last quarter and some annual tax forms. Okay, so please make sure that you review the tutorial carefully, and anytime that you are having difficulties, use that help feature right here to be able to help answer your questions. So instead of just emailing me, Miss, I'm lost, I don't know how to enter payroll into the system. Well, let's go to the payroll system here, task, and then how do I pay my employees? Well, it's right there. Okay, so you can answer your own question. Hey, Miss, I don't know how to enter journal entries. Well, okay, let's do tasks, okay, and we want to go into entering general journals. Okay, this is how we do it. Okay, I want to go ahead and add a new vendor, maintain vendors, and it'll show you how to do that. Okay, so it's just a matter of taking the time to review the information and the resources provided. Okay, so that is what we're going to be doing for the next 2 weeks. Okay, please make sure that you pace yourself. Remember, 2 attempts are provided. Unlimited check my works are being given to you, so that way you can check your work and then make the necessary revisions. Please make sure that you explore and you let your desire to learn guide you through the diverse functionalities of Cengage Now Automated General Ledger Software System. Okay, your journey through accounting is just the beginning, and this is going to be a great tool that is powerful to be able to help you master what we have learned so far. Okay, so once we are done, okay, I'm just going to quickly jump off here and change my rhythm. So weeks 14 and 15, payroll project that we're going to be working on. Just a friendly reminder that we are about to go into our finals week. Please make sure that you are going to be having a cumulative final exam. If you go to week 15, under the module overview, okay, and I'm not going to spend too much time here. I just do want to make this announcement or reminder before I log off. The final exam review for the fall is already available. Okay, please make sure that you focus on the problems on your review. Okay, and all of the problems in the review have been covered in your homework. Okay, so please make sure that you review. If you have any questions about any of the problems in your review, please get with me weeks 14 or 15, and I will help you with that. Okay, I'll try to help as much as I can. Okay, now once the exam becomes available on December the 9th, I will not be answering any content related questions. Okay, so if I were a student, I would go back and start reviewing, making notes, and if you are in doubt as to how to do a specific section of a problem, please let me know. Provide me with the problem number and then your specific questions so I can be able to address those questions to you. Okay, but the final exam review is available. The final exam will be comprehensive, and it is only going to be available Monday, December the 9th from 8 a.m. through Wednesday, December the 11th at 11 p.m. That gives you 3 days to complete your final. Please mark your calendars. Every semester I have students that miss the final exam deadline. Okay, and then they're coming to me on Sunday, Miss, I forgot. It is too late. I have deadlines to meet. I have to submit final grades. So please make sure that you mark your calendars and that you complete your final from Monday through Wednesday of week 16. Okay? So I do want to wish you all a great learning experience as you navigate through the General Ledger Software System project. Make sure that you do review the appendix. Okay, it's being provided to you, the information in the appendix, and links are provided directly for Part A and Part B of the assignment. Okay, so that is it for me today. If you have any questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to reach out. Until next time, bye-bye.